Okay, back again, guys. This time we're going to be looking at Google Drive. Google Drive is going to be where you store your documents, your files. It's going to be where the things that you may do in Google Classroom, they will be stored. It's very similar to the Microsoft programs that we've used in the past. OneDrive, if you've used any of those, but a little bit better, in my opinion. So if on your Chromebooks, probably down on your menu bar in the bottom left-hand corner, there is probably a little drive symbol, which looks similar to this one on my screen, a little triangle that is blue, green, and yellow. If not, you can just type in drive.google.com, and since you're logged into your Chromebook, it should automatically come up. You should not have to sign in. But if you're using a different device, it may require you to sign in to get to your drive. Now, let's look at some things that you may be using with Google Drive. I'm going to look on the toolbar that's over here on the left-hand side, which begins with My Drive, which that's just where all of your documents are stored. And as you can see, Ms. Corbin has a lot of documents. Lots of documents. But anyway, so moving on down here, Shared with Me. If you click on Shared with Me, you have the ability to share documents with other Google users. And so as you can see, Ms. Corbin's had a lot of Google documents shared with her. You can also, on the right-hand or left-hand side, click on Recent, and it will show any recent files that you have used. It groups them. I've got ones I've used today, ones I've used earlier this month, earlier this year. And then you also, I'm going to skip the next two, but you also have trash, where you can, if you're not going to use them anymore, you can put them in the trash. However, I do want to caution you, if you put files in the trash, they will stay there 30 days, and then they'll be deleted permanently from your drive. Okay, so you want to make sure that you stay on top of that. That if you put something in the trash, you need to make sure you really want to delete it, because in 30 days it will be gone. Okay, so over here on the right-hand side, you see the dots and lines, and if you hover over it, it says List View. There's two types of views in Google. You can do an icon view, which is this one right here, where you have actual pictures of the documents. Or you can do a list view, which lists your documents. I like using the list view because I can see more documents at one time. But it's just your personal preference, whether you want list view or icon view. Okay, so now let's talk about how you use Google Drive for new documents. Up here in the left-hand corner is a blue New button. If you click on it, you get some options. I want to drop down to the bottom options first, and then we'll come back up to the top ones. If you're starting a new Google Doc or a Google Sheet or a Google Slides presentation, you just simply click down here to open up a brand new one. If you have one that you already have saved and you want to upload, you can go to File Upload, and it allows you to browse your computer. And let's just see, let me find something here that I can upload. You click on it, you hit upload, and it uploads it into your Google Drive. Okay, now you'll notice down here you have a little status box that tells you if it's a fairly large document, it may take a little while for it to upload, but most upload fairly quickly. So you can upload your documents. Now, as you can see, if you look at My Drive, you can tell, especially if you look at the icon view, that I have lots of documents, and I actually have lots of folders. That's what we're going to talk about next. You can organize your documents into folders. And actually, if you're using Google Classroom, which you will be using this year, a lot of that is done through Classroom for you. It organizes, because you're using Classroom, it organizes your documents into folders already. But let's say you want to clean it up a little bit and you want to put it into some folders. You can click New Folder and you just title that folder, and then you can begin to just drag and drop your documents into those folders. You just click on it and you can move it to whatever folder you want to, just like this. And when it's next to the folder you want it to go into, you just release and it'll go straight into that folder. Okay, let's talk about some options. Well, let me backtrack a little bit. Let's go up here to this search drive search bar. Now, this comes in handy when you begin to have a lot of documents in your drive and you want to be able to quickly access those. You can simply just type in, like I have created a form called a WCHS password reset form, because nobody around here ever forgets their password, right, guys? And you'll notice that as I type, it begins and it pulls it up. And so if I want to see it, then all I have to do is click on it and I'm into my document. All right, let's talk about some individual files here, and let's talk about some sharing options. So here I've got a Google Doc here. I'm going to open up. It's just some type of little assignment here. But if you'll notice over here, there's a share button, a blue share button. And right now, this document is private only to me. I've not shared it with anybody. But if I want to share it with somebody, I just click on this box and it opens this, and I can type in anyone's email address that I want to. Okay, so I type in the email address I want it to go to. And then over here on the pencil, I've got some options here. Okay, when you share a document with another person, you give them permissions to do certain things. It defaults automatically to can edit. That means that if I'm sharing this document with Hannah, she can edit this document. She can change it. Now, if I don't want her to be able to change it, then I've got some other options. I can change it to where she can view, and she can only look at it. She can't change it. Or I can change it to can comment. And if I change it to can comment, then she can put comments off to the side here, especially if you're turning this into a teacher, you'll want to set that where they can comment so that they can give you feedback. And then you would simply hit send, and it sends them an email notifying them that you shared it with them, and it also includes it in their shared with me folder in their Google Drive. Okay? All right, so let's go back to the shared with me folder for a minute, because as you can see, if a lot of people are sharing stuff with you, this folder gets really full. So there's a trick. If it's something that you want to keep, you can simply click on it and you can drag it over to your drive and hover over my drive. And if you let go, then it goes into your drive. And actually, when you click on your drive, see all of my folders here that have documents in them. So I definitely want to look at some of these shared files, especially if it's something I'm going to keep or need to keep. I want to put it in my drive because I don't want to have to go through all of these shared documents again. All right, so that's a little bit about your Google Drive as you begin to use it. Next up, we're going to look at Google Classroom. I'm going to let you catch your breath another minute, and then we're going to dive into Google Classroom. See you in a bit.